You're a massage therapist and you just set your New Year's resolution. But let's be honest, how often do we actually stick to our New Year's resolutions? In this video, I am going to talk about some strategies that you can use to turn your resolution into reality. I'm Philip, co-founder of SpaMarketing.com. Our massage therapy growth program has helped hundreds of massage businesses across North America. Throughout my week, I talk to dozens of massage therapists. I try to capture the most interesting and relevant ideas and bring them to you right here. Now, I just got off the phone with Candace in Arkansas. She's a great massage therapist, and she told me that her New Year's resolution was to make more money. Is this really a New Year's resolution? Let's get into 4 strategies that we can use to make sure that we turn this into reality. So the first thing I said to Candace was, how are you going to measure this? She said, well, what do you mean? I just want to make more money. But this leaves open a couple of pitfalls. If Candace makes even $1 more in 2025 than she did in 2024, she's technically achieved her New Year's resolution. So the first thing we do is we want to set a measurable goal. Number 1, measurable goal. Now I know you're thinking, I've been told this so many times. I've sat through so many different sessions on how to make goals. And so I'm not going to go into too many details on this because we've all heard this. But it is really interesting how even seasoned business people can fall into the trap of making a goal that is not specific and measurable. I've been guilty of this myself. So it's good to sit down and look at your resolution and ask yourself, is it measurable? It's a very important first step. So when I got into it with Candace, it turns out that her real goal was not to make more money. It was to make $60,000 more. She wanted to make $60,000 more in 2025 than she did in 2024. So the next thing that we do is we break this down into metrics that we can measure properly. Smaller steps. $60,000 a year is $5,000 per month, which is $1,250 per week. So this is now bite-sized goals that we can measure throughout the year on a weekly basis. Let's just quickly convert this into clients. For easy math, let's just say that Candace charges $100 per session. So this is 12.5 clients per week to meet her goal. So that's 12.5 additional clients per week to meet that goal of $60,000. And we need to track this, right? Now it's important to note that this is not the goal, right? This is additional clients to meet the goal. So let's say she already does 15 per week. Then she needs to do 15 plus 12.5, which is 27.5 clients per week to meet the goal. This is very achievable, and she can definitely do it, and I believe she actually will do it. Next, she needs to create systems. Now, I say create systems because systems are how we avoid stress. If you don't have a system, then you're always scrambling every week to try to find that way to bring in 12.5 additional people, right? We want to build systems that then can run, and we can sit back and we can let these people come in regularly. Now that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any work that goes into it. It's just you're not going to have to recreate something every week to bring those people in. This is very important. I talk to massage therapists that do things like going to trade shows, and this works. They'll find a few clients here and a few clients there. but it's not going to bring you a consistent 12.5 per week. We need a system to do this. So what can Candice do? She can create a rebooking system. This is things like emails, texts, booking people before they leave, but these all have to be turned into a system, okay? So what does that mean? That means emails, just like her original goal, right? Remember we talked about I want to make more money is not a goal. I want to make an additional $60,000 is a goal. Same thing with emails, right? I'm going to send more emails to get more rebookings. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna send one email per week, right? Now we have ourselves a chunk that we can do and hold ourselves accountable every week. Text. I'm gonna text 5 clients per week that I haven't seen in a while. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to open my phone, and I'm going to not get up until I've texted 5 clients that I haven't seen in a while. And you can personalize these texts. Hey Jim, golf season is coming up. Let's make sure that you don't have any tension in that swing, right? You know a lot about your clients. Reach out to them. And then booking before leaving. You can't just say, I'm gonna book the client before they leave. You have to turn this into a system. I will ask every client the following 3 things, right? When can I schedule you again? You know, do you want the same session next week, same time? These sorts of things, right? So you can say, I'm gonna create a system for rebooking. And if it's not you that's at the front desk, at the reception desk checking them out, then you create a system and make sure you give it to your receptionist so that your receptionist can follow that and you can hold your receptionist accountable. Maybe even create a checklist every day. You've got 8 clients that are coming in, make sure that they check off that they've asked every single one of those clients about rebooking before they leave. So you've created systems for this stuff. Now you can put some of this stuff on autopilot. You can measure it and hold yourself accountable, but you don't have to be thinking about how to come up with something new every week. You just go back to your checklist and say, what are the fundamentals that I am going to do every week and hold myself accountable to it? Then there's systems for new clients. So you can do things like run your own ads, hire a marketing company, but again, these are not measurable items. So what does run your own ads mean? It means I'm gonna take 10%, or maybe that number's 5% or 3% or 25%, I don't know, but to set a budget and say I'm gonna take a percentage of revenues and put it into ads every week. Now you can tinker with it to try to find what works because you can waste a lot of money on ads, right? But setting a budget and holding yourself accountable to it. Same with hiring a marketing company. I'm going to hire a marketing company. I'm going to research it. I'm going to find a marketing company that focuses on the massage business and that focuses on finding new clients, not SEO, not branding, somebody that has a niche on what you need for your goal. I'm going to research that. I'm going to hire them. And I'm going to do it within a certain time frame, right? Let's say 30 days. And then I'm going to hold them accountable also, right? So you'd actually want to see new clients coming in and these sorts of things, right? And then the last step to meet your New Year's resolution is accountability. This is probably the most important one that's often skipped. You know, I've been in the business world for over a decade. I take things pretty seriously, but this is necessary. It's necessary for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire entrepreneur or if you're just getting started. You need some system to keep yourself accountable. The easiest way to do this is to find somebody external, right? Maybe a friend, a mentor, a coach, somebody like that you can meet with and go over the metrics, right? You can go over the data and how you're doing on a weekly basis. Now you need somebody that is going to be comfortable with you being vulnerable and that you're comfortable with being vulnerable with. But once you find that person, you don't say, I'm gonna meet you regularly, right? That goes back to our initial problem with the measurable goal. You say, every Monday morning, I'm gonna call you for 15 minutes. I'm gonna tell you how last week went. We're gonna walk through it together. Now, in my early career, for this accountability, I used my father. I said to my dad, I'm gonna call you, can't remember what day it was, but I'm gonna call you once a week and we're gonna go over how I'm doing towards my goals. Now, my father knew nothing about the industry that I was in. In fact, my father is in a completely different industry. But just bouncing the ideas off of somebody that I could be accountable to was very effective. And I'm still thankful for my father doing that to this day. So if you're watching, Dad, thank you very much. Find somebody that can keep you accountable. Now, let's say you can't find somebody that you're comfortable being vulnerable with, right? You just don't have that person. Then you need to create another system. And this should be something like sitting down outside of your business, right? Make it like a meeting almost, by yourself, and journaling about your progress towards your metrics, right? Go down to Starbucks, get your favorite drink, pull out your journal, and measure how you're doing and write it down. The writing it down is what really holds you accountable, and it's very important that you do that. If you think that you're just gonna track it in your head and don't worry, it's simple, don't worry about it, wrong. That's how you're gonna get to May and be totally off the rails towards your goal. I promise you, this accountability is very, very important. Now, your New Year's resolution is the first step, but by following these steps, we can turn that into a reality. So, I've got a question for you. What is your New Year's resolution? I ask that you email this to me at philip@spamarketing.com. Now you'll see I had to pause the video to make sure that you could read my writing. This is Philip with one L at spamarketing.com. If you email me your New Year's resolution, I'll reply with my New Year's resolution, and together we can hold each other accountable. Now, I mentioned earlier that I talk to dozens of massage therapists throughout the week. I try to capture the most interesting and relevant ideas and bring them to you right here. All I ask for in exchange is that you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with somebody else that you know that's setting a New Year's resolution right now. I'll talk to you soon.